He abandoned me at the hospital minutes before my surgery, so I put him on my taxes as a dependent and took everything. I was in a hospital gown for in my arm, cold as hell and scared out of my mind. I remember staring at the clock, watching the second hand tick by while waiting for the surgeon to come in. I wasn't even worried about the damn surgery anymore. I was wondering where the hell Jake was. We'd been together 4 years. Lived together. Shared bills. Shared a damn dog. He was supposed to be my rock that day. Ride or die, he'd always say, laughing. Guess he forgot about the ride part. 'Cause 15 minutes before I was supposed to go under, a nurse walked in and said, "Your fiancé left." Just like that. Left. No note, no goodbye, no bullshit excuse. Nothing. Like I was some stranger he ghosted after a Tinder date. And there I was, heart rate spiking, eyes burning, wondering if maybe he just stepped out for coffee. But nah. That man peeled out of the hospital parking lot like he was in a Fast and Furious movie. And that, my friend, is where the story should have ended. But it didn't. Oh no. That was just the start. I woke up in recovery, foggy, throat raw, stomach stitched up, and heart cracked wide open. My best friend Tanya was sitting next to me, face tight with that look, the I don't know how to tell you your man's trash look. She handed me my phone. Text from Jake. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. That was it. For damn years boiled down to a coward's whisper through pixels. No explanation. No warning. Just poof. Man dipped out like it was a bad second date. Not the woman he promised to marry. Not the woman getting her gallbladder yanked out because she spent too many nights eating gas station taquitos to save money for his dream business. Wanna know what hurt most? He used my insurance. I was the one with the benefits. The job. The 401k. He was getting his carpentry hustle off the ground. Translation. Vaping in the garage and half-finishing shelves he sold on Etsy for $40. I paid the bills. I packed his damn lunches. I drove him to job sites. Hell, I even pretended to like his mom, who called me mouthy behind my back and swore I was too career-minded for a woman. But you know what? Laying in that hospital bed, alone, doped up on Dilaudid, I didn't cry. I plotted. 2 weeks later I was home, sore but moving, and I started seeing things real clear. Clarity hits different when your heart's been ripped out with surgical precision. You start remembering all the red flags you called burgundy, like how he never offered to split the groceries, but always had money for vape pods. Or how he told me I wasn't being supportive when I asked if maybe he should, get a job. That's when it hit me, Jake didn't just abandon me. He'd been using me the whole damn time. And I was done playing the fool. Now listen. I'm not the key his car and bleach his Jordans type. That's amateur hour. I wanted revenge, but I wanted it with interest. I wanted him to feel it. So I pulled up the IRS website. See, Jake had never filed taxes in the 4 years we were together. Said it was too complicated, and he'd do it later. That meant no W-2, no return, no nothing. Just vibes. But I had receipts. I'd claimed head of household for 2 years, we lived together, and technically I supported him. Then it clicked. If Jake didn't file, then I could keep claiming him as my dependent. And if he ever did try to file, IRS would have questions. Big scary ones. So I went full forensic accountant on this man. I dug up Venmo transfers. Can you cover my half this month? Receipts for the tools I bought him, electric bills in my name, all of it. I talked to a tax guy too. Turns out, so long as he lived with me over half the year and didn't earn squat, totally legal to claim him. I filed that return with the cleanest petty smile you've ever seen. Refund? $4,700. And the best part? I used it to pay off the credit card he maxed out in my name when he accidentally forgot the limit. But oh, I wasn't done. Fast forward 6 months. I'm healing, thriving, and back on my boss bitch grind. Got a promotion. Bought myself a you don't need a man couch. Real leather. White. Expensive as hell. Jake? He started dating some girl from his CrossFit gym, who posted photos of them holding hands at Sonic. Cute. Then I got a letter in the mail. IRS. Addressed to me and Jake. Apparently he tried to file that year. Oops. They were confused why he was listed as a dependent, and why he was trying to claim self-employment income when he had no paperwork. I called the number on the letter with a fake chipper voice, explained everything to a nice lady named Brenda, sent in all the receipts. Jake got audited hard, and when he reached out, through Tanya no less, too scared to face me himself, all he said was, "Why would you do that to me?" I told Tanya to tell him, because you don't leave someone in a hospital bed and walk away without consequences. But the twist? Oh baby, gets better. Turns out the business loan Jake got right before he bailed? He used my credit score to co-sign. Without telling me. Forged my signature. I found out when my bank called about a missed payment on a loan I didn't know I had. So now it was federal. I filed a police report. Took the paperwork. Froze my credit. Contacted the loan company. Sent over proof of identity theft, text receipts, even pics of Jake's sloppy-ass signature compared to mine. They wiped the debt. Then they went after him. Jake's Etsy dreams? Crushed. Bank account? Frozen. CrossFit girlfriend? Dumped him when he said he might do time. Me? I slept like a baby. A month after the audit bomb dropped, I was at Trader Joe's buying frozen gnocchi and $5 rolls, living my best damn life, when I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. You should be ashamed. After everything our family did for you. Deborah. Y'all. Deborah. Jake's mom. The same woman who once told me, maybe if you wore less eyeliner, men would treat you better. The same woman who brought ham salad to Thanksgiving and acted like she invented it. Apparently, word had gotten around that Jake was in deep. The IRS was asking him questions now. And Jake, being the man-baby he is, told his mama I ruined his life because I was bitter over the breakup. Okay. So abandoning me pre-surgery was just a lil oopsie, but me following legal tax codes was revenge? Deborah went on a Facebook rampage. Posted a long-ass status that began with, "Some people pretend to be family until they get what they want. Then they destroy your son's life out of spite. Girl. Please." She tagged me. So I did what any classy woman with a strong Wi-Fi signal would do. I screen-capped everything, the texts, the forged loan papers, even Jake's last Venmo that said, "Thanks for covering again, babe." Then I posted it. With captions. Just setting the record straight, since folks want to play revisionist history. Emoji, nail polish. It went viral, small town viral, but viral enough. Deborah deleted her post. Jake deleted Facebook altogether. And suddenly I stopped getting messages. But one person did reach out. Jake's sister, Marla. Now Marla and I were never tight, but we got along. She was one of the few in that family with sense. When she slid into my DMs, I expected more of the same drama. But nah. She sent me 2 words. "I'm sorry." Then she asked if we could talk. Said she had something I needed to know. We met at a Waffle House 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. She looked nervous, like someone about to spill something hot. And what she told me made everything snap into place. Jake had planned the hospital ghosting. Weeks before. He wasn't overwhelmed. He wasn't scared. He was cheating. With a girl he met on Facebook Marketplace. She came to buy one of his sad little shelves, and he gave her a discount if she stayed for lunch. Real original. But here's the kicker. He told Marla before my surgery that he wasn't sure if he'd come back after dropping me off. Not if I died. Not if something went wrong. Not if I needed help. Just, I don't know, I might not go back. And he didn't. That was the final nail in the coffin. You see, up until then I played it cool. Legal. Petty, sure. But clean. But now? Now I wanted justice. So I called my lawyer friend. We'll call him Ron. Ron had a bulldog energy and a soft spot for women who'd been done dirty. When I told him everything, the forged loan, the emotional abuse, the financial manipulation, the hospital ghost, he nodded slowly and said, "Let's wreck his life. Legally." And that's exactly what we did. We opened a civil suit. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Fraudulent misrepresentation. Unauthorized use of personal information. It wasn't about the money, though yeah, I was coming for that too. It was about the principle. The paper trail was there. The proof was solid. And the cherry on top? Marla agreed to testify. Jake tried to settle. Offered me a week $2,000 and a handwritten apology. Said he wanted to move on. Nah, baby. We're past that now. Court date was set. And while we were prepping discovery, Ron found something wild. Jake had tried to take out another loan. Under my name. After the audit. After the breakup. That gave us everything we needed to upgrade the case. I won't bore you with every courtroom detail, but let's just say, when Jake took the stand and tried to cry, even the bailiff looked unimpressed. And when Marla read her statement, people in the gallery clapped. The judge had to tell them to quiet down. Verdict. I won. $18,000 in damages. His wages garnished. His new side hustle? Shut down. And one last thing? The judge ordered him to write a letter of apology as part of the settlement. 1 page. No less than 500 words. So I framed it. Hung it in my bathroom. Right above the toilet. Where it belongs. Life got real quiet after the lawsuit. Like suspiciously quiet. I half expected Deborah to show up on my doorstep with a pitchfork and a crock pot of passive aggression. Or Jake to send some weak "let's talk" text at 2:14 a.m. like every toxic ex does eventually. But no. Nothing. Which honestly felt like peace. For the first time in years I could breathe. My apartment was mine. My money was mine. My time? All mine. And I started doing stuff I'd been putting off forever. I took a solo trip to Portland. Bought a plant I couldn't pronounce. Got into hot yoga. Real hot girl healing hours. Then one night Tanya and I were on the couch watching reruns of 90 Day Fiancé, drinking box wine, and laughing about how I should start a revenge consultation business. I was 2 glasses in when she hit me with, "So, I need to tell you something." Now Tanya's my best friend. She was there through everything. She picked me up from the hospital. She helped me file reports. She even stood behind me in court wearing a t-shirt that said, "IRS F boys." But in that moment, I knew she was about to break my heart all over again. She looked down, fidgeted with the wine glass and said, "Me and Jake, we talked. After the breakup." My stomach dropped like an elevator with cut cables. She swore it wasn't like that. That it was brief. That he messaged her asking what I was saying about him. That she didn't respond at first, but eventually told him to leave me alone. But that's not what stung. What stung was she never told me. I just sat there blinking, wine warm in my mouth, realizing the one person I thought was on my team had wavered. "You should have told me," I said. "I know," she whispered. Now we didn't fall out, but something cracked. You know that moment when a glass doesn't shatter but spiderwebs? That was us. Still whole but fragile. Took a couple weeks. Some distance. A lot of ugly texts and crying on the floor while Fiona Apple played in the background. But we talked it through. She owned it. I listened. We healed slower than I liked but real. And in the end, that mess made me even stronger. Because I realized something. Jake wasn't just one toxic dude. He was a symptom of me putting myself last. Of me choosing loyalty over self-respect. Of me shrinking to make other people feel big. No more. So I started sharing my story online. First it was a Reddit post. Then a Medium article. Then someone DM'd me and said, "You should make a TikTok." I laughed. But I did. First video? Just me pointing to captions with music. Got left at the hospital pre-surgery. Turned him into a dependent. Sued him. Won. It blew up. Like 500K views overnight. People wanted details. So I gave them. Story times. Receipts. The framed apology. And what shocked me most, how many women had gone through something similar. Women who paid for everything while he found himself. Women who got ghosted at their lowest. Women who didn't even realize it was financial abuse. They messaged me, tagged me, duet, thanked me. Some even said they filed police reports because of my story. That's when it hit me. I didn't just win in court. I flipped the whole damn script. But hold up, there's one last twist. You remember Marla? Jake's sister? She sent me a message months later. Said Jake was working at a hardware store living with Deborah again. Said he blamed cancel culture for his ruined life. But also, he was dating a new girl. And get this, she'd reached out to Marla. Because Jake tried to add her to his taxes. Said it would help with refunds. I kid you not. Same script. Different victim. So you know what I did? I wrote the girl a message. Told her everything. Sent proof. Pointed her to the TikTok. And she left him. Moved out. Took the dog. Told Marla thank you. Jake once again? Alone. Except this time there was no one left to blame but himself.